Is Kaveh Bloom viable without Nilou? Unironically, yeah. With Lauma, it will be. It won't be good, right? Don't get me wrong, but it will be, yeah. Like Kaveh, Lauma, Singto, Seat Lolly. In the meme Lauma Kaveh team, does Kaveh need to be C6? No, it doesn't change anything. Kaveh's cons past C1 don't really do much. The C1 is a massive deal, but the cons after that don't really change shit. Dendro course created from Bloom reactions Kaveh triggers, that barely happens, and 60 more damage is not multiplicative, it's additive to something that's already over 1000%, so it's fucking nothing. Attack speed, who the fuck cares? Skill and burst levels, who the fuck cares? A little bit more Dendro app is kind of nice, I guess, but it's not that big of a deal. But 50% Dendro res and 25 healing bonus is insane. By default, your characters have 10% res. This brings you to 60%, so your res multiplier goes from 0.9 to 0.4. In other words, you take 2.25 times less bloom damage, and also your healing is increased by 25%. So it's basically 3 times harder to kill yourself with bloom when you have Kaveh C1 than when you don't. Right? When you trigger EM, low HP, any other additive sources of bloom damage that applies to the self damage? Not really. EM multiplier, Kaveh, EM, healing, difference. Bloom. So trigger EM, let's say you're doing full EM Singto, right? 187 times 3, 165 from weapon, 100 from Nilou, 80 from Dendro Resonance, 140 from substats. Flop, let's keep it there for now. Nilou HP is gonna be 15185 times 1 plus 46.6 times 3, 2 piece times 2, new ER and HP sword, Hydro Resonance, 30% HP from subs, 140 from substats. Yeah, 140 from substats is Flower and Feather, giving you an average of 70 each, so 180, 160, which is pretty easy to achieve, because if you actually play Nilou teams a lot, you should farm flop until you have EM main stats on everything, and then that means you can go off piece on one of your pieces. Most people have an 80 or 100 EM off piece, and then they just need a 40 or 60 EM on piece. Is that it for HP percent? No, there's the Ascension, +1, yeah, and then plus, let's say 8k, about 3k flat HP from subs. Seems reasonable. So, EM multiplier is 16 self. EM multiplier is 16 times EM divided by 2000 plus EM plus 1 plus 80% plus Nilou HP minus 30k divided by 1000 times 9%. Bloom damage is, what was it, 4341 times 2/3, 2894, yeah. 2894 divided by 20 times EM multiplier times 0.9. Kaveh EM, so triple EM main stat, 285 from the new weapon. Nilou, resonance, substats, set bonus. What set bonus do we give him? Probably just Deepwood, so we don't have that. Kaveh has EM Ascension, 100 EM from his effects, and damage dealt by Dendro Core heals Kaveh for 300% of his EM. He doesn't have any healing bonus baseline, so be 100% of EM. Difference per bloom minimum, difference per bloom maximum. Bloom damage has a 0.5 second cooldown, but that is not shared between different characters. The, I guess, we'll call it best case, worst case, cask. In the best case, you get 1 instance of healing per self-bloom damage, and it's just healing minus self-bloom damage, so you're fine even at C0. But in the worst case, you can get up to 3 self-bloom damage, and you'll actually lose HP on Kaveh, because he doesn't heal on every self-bloom damage. He only hits on bloom damage up to once every 0.5 seconds. This is C0. Let's take a look at C1, right? At C1, all that changes is the self damage and the healing times 1.25. The worst case at C1 is better than the best case at C0 for your Kaveh healing. How level does Kaveh need to be for that team? You should get him to 90. Because generally when you're using Kaveh, the last slot will be Singto. And if your last slot is Singto, Kaveh's gonna have some ownership. And if he has ownership, he should be 90. Is Kaveh the trigger? Kind of. Sometimes. Right? Like, I mean, I can show you guys. Right, I don't have Nilou, but that's fine. We don't need Nilou to show this. Kaveh, Singto. Is there a Dendro character that has app that's not too different from... Yeah, I guess we can use Baiju instead of Lauma. And then Barbara instead of Nilou. Should be a somewhat similar application rate. And we can go take a look at what the aura looks like with this. Just give me enough EM that I don't die. Give me enough aura that I can burst. So I want you to pay attention to what the aura is on the enemy, right? It's gonna alternate between Hydro and Dendro. What's my longest? Probably Singto, Baiju, Barbara, right?
Mind the side effects. Seems like an emergency. Fight clear. Breaking new ground.
Alright, as you can see, it's alternating between the two auras.
Scanning.
Anyways. I feel like my... Oh, is this because I procced it before I used the energy? I see. So everyone is a trigger on this team? Yeah, pretty much. Does Kaveh want to use the event Claymore? Yeah, probably. It's either that or Fab. The main thing is, I don't know. I haven't looked too much into ER requirements, so I'm not 100% certain if the event weapon is better than Fab. Because the event weapon gives Kaveh more energy, but it doesn't give energy to the rest of the team. And he doesn't really have any Bloom ownership. Well, I guess with Singto he does, so I don't know. I don't know, man. Is Kaveh Bloom viable without Nilou? Unironically, yeah, with Lauma, it will be. It won't be good, right? Don't get me wrong, but it will be, yeah. Like, Kaveh, Lauma, Singto, Seat Lolly.
Deuce on the loose!
Yeah!
Deuce on the loose!
Who's on the loose?